Brooke, you're not seriously still working, are you? Why don't you do the responsible thing here for once and quit your job? Then I can finally get some grandchildren out of you and my son. Would you hurry up, because I want some grandchildren before I eventually die. Along with my Peter, you need to contribute to the housework. Again, with this conversation, Sandra, you know that I have nothing to say on the matter. I don't plan on quitting my job anytime soon, so I'm sorry if that doesn't fit into your way of living. There's nothing wrong with me having a career. Now hold on just a minute there, Brooke. Do you really think this is the end of it for me? I'm sorry, what are you trying to say here? I'm making such an effort to contact you, and you're just going to let it all go and not hear me out? Do you have any sort of common sense in that brain of yours? I guess you don't, since you're always out of the house working in the first place despite being a wife to my son. This makes me completely doubt your humanity and what you should be doing for the family, which is making one. Seriously, Sandra, don't you think that you're being too old-fashioned? Whatever do you mean by that? In this day and age, it's a very normal thing for both the husband and wife to be working and sharing the housework. The things we do in this house are a little bit more unique, but if you're going to keep judging us for it, then can you just stay out of our way? We are working hard and earning money, so please don't complain about our situation. You can't say things like that to me. I'm your mother-in-law, and my opinion matters when it comes to this family. You really do have a limit to your common sense. Surely I can get rid of you just like that if you intend on speaking to me like you have, right? Please don't threaten me with those strange and scary comments. It's not going to do anyone any good. What do you even mean by getting rid of me? I mean that we don't need you in this family, and I can throw you out like garbage. Are you a non-burnable piece of waste, or would you prefer being burnt to a crisp? No. Would you quit it with your horrible jokes? They're not funny, and frankly, a crazy thing to say, Sandra. Can you blame me? You make me so angry. You'd be angry too if your darling son had a wife who was literally trash. You'll understand how I feel when you have your own children. Oh, really? Is that so? Even though I've married your son and would want to have children someday, you still won't keep your nose out of our business? I just want to live a quiet life, Sandra. What's that supposed to mean? It means what I say it means. I think it's a statement you don't need to read into very hard to understand. I'm going to leave the conversation at that, and if you want to voice your opinion, then please talk to your son about it. Since anything I try to say is just going to cause more trouble than it's worth. Isn't my son so tired from all the work he's doing? Have you given that any consideration at all? His work is not as strenuous as mine, so he's not as tired as I am. You seriously have a problem with not listening to what people are saying, don't you? I can't deal with this crap right now. I'm so angry. Would you please think about what I said for a bit and put it into action? Okay, Sandra, I understand your request, but if there's anything else, please take it up with your son. On that note, I'll leave you to it. Why have you not properly explained to your mother about our situation yet?
Brooke? What about?
I'm talking about our jobs, Peter. She's still indicating to me that she doesn't understand that we're both working. How much more can I explain what it is to her, and what would you be if I didn't work? You know that we wouldn't be able to live if I didn't work, right?
Brooke, can you be quiet for a second, please? There's no need to go out of your way to explain all that with my mother, okay? We're a happy married couple.
Happy? Ha ha. Is that some sort of a joke? I think I feel more stressed out than anything. If you can't earn your own money, then why don't you just do housework?
Is it okay for you to say that to me?
Huh? What do you mean? If I didn't tell you, who do I tell it to? Ha ha. I'm talking to you because it's about you, Peter.
Yeah, I'm your husband after all. If you say that sort of thing to me, wouldn't that hurt my mother's feelings?
Well, can you please try to understand the situation you're in and think about what you should do in a calm manner? I can no longer go along with this charade anymore, so please solve this dilemma immediately.
Okay, could you at least make dinner? It would really help since I've been trying to eat at home more these days than at the office.
I usually do make dinner when I finish work early. Isn't it a normal thing to make dinner for yourself if you're going to be late? Or rather, I make my part of the meal. You do realize you're not doing anything else right now?
Are you asking them to make it then? Are you serious?
Can you please try and make food tomorrow? You've been giving a lot of unnecessary stress over this. Is it okay if you could do that much at least, please?
Alright. It's just such a hassle, though. I'll do it this one time since all of this can't be helped at the present. This time is an exception.
What are you even saying? Also, go to the unemployment office, too. Have you both decided when you're getting a divorce? Excuse me? What's brought this on all of a sudden? You made my son the breadwinner, and you're making him do the housework as well? You know for a long time I haven't liked you at all. But knowing what you were like with my son, I absolutely loathe you. Okay, I'm confused. What has housework got to do with you loathing me? What are you so mad about, Sandra? Look, I've decided that you need to get a divorce from each other. If you don't mind getting out of our lives now, that would be great. It's only natural to find a man and get married, I understand that, but you lack so much common sense, it's not even funny. What game are you playing here, Brooke? Sandra, do you really think forcing your old school ideas onto me is going to work? By housework, do you mean tonight's dinner? Yes, that's right. My son has a wife who can do that now. He shouldn't have to. Don't you realize that you're someone's wife now? Don't you have to do what you're meant to as a loyal wife? What the heck are you trying to say, Sandra? I'm obviously not getting through to you, so I filed the divorce papers myself. You can't be serious. Oh, I'm dead serious. I'm so glad that I was able to file them for you. I made a divorce paper up for you both when you got married in case there was a serious breakdown in the marriage. When I think of it, I thought there was something weird with our legal documents. You did this and kept it from us? Now you're nothing but strangers to one another. Oh, I'm so relieved. My son has gotten a divorce from his garbage of a wife. Is that all you have to say? I really didn't think that you would go that far. As you would expect, I am quite surprised. If you make my son do all the housework as an excuse for you both working, and so you don't have to, then you're not fit to be a wife. I feel so sorry for my son, but if he has a useless wife, then she should divorce him and leave. Oh, I see. You really are an expert. Oh, I am all right. I never want to see your face around these parts ever again. This has all been a complete misunderstanding on your part, and in turn made us get divorced. But of course, that's something you do, Sandra. I will no longer go against your expectations. Anything more you're wanting to say to me, Brooke? You've completely failed as a wife since you're making your own husband cook for you. You know you're doing me a disservice with blaming me for your prehistoric ideologies. I owe you my gratitude for divorcing me from your son. Well then, I will do as you wish and get a divorce, but I think that you'll regret doing this a lot. Regret it? I highly doubt it. It would be useless to have a wife like you around. When are you gonna erase yourself from our lives? Didn't I already tell you that it's okay? Your wish of me divorcing Peter has been granted, but can I just say one more thing? We worked well as a couple. Since Peter's father died, we've been thinking about how you would cope. We were planning on gifting you a 2-family-sized house. What? You were? Yes, but I can't help but tell you now what we wanted to do for you. It's no use now, even if you try to reconcile with me. We thought about you a lot, and we were going to put our plan into action. It ended up being a waste of time and effort, and now I am the only one who's working in the family, so... What the heck are you talking about, Brooke? I don't understand this at all. I said that I can't tell you, Sandra. It has to be Peter that tells you what's actually going on. What does he have to tell me? What happened? What have you done to my son? I didn't want to tell you since it's Peter's story, but he got made redundant about 6 months ago. What? He lost his job? Yep, and he's been unemployed ever since. If I were to quit my job like you told me to do, we couldn't afford the rent for our place. Hold up. So you're telling me that Peter has been unemployed for quite a while now? That's what I'm saying, Sandra. Aren't you paying attention? That's why I'm the one who's working all the time. Peter doesn't have a job, and he hardly does any housework either, so I end up being super exhausted every day. I'm relieved that you filed a divorce for us. Thank you so much for that. What? You're thanking me? But... So I'll be leaving him then. However, the place we're in is a rental, and I'm the one who parts out for the rent, so I think it would be impossible for Peter to continue living there without an income. I think you'll have to withdraw some money for him to live there, or he can go back to living with you, so you'll need to take care of him. This has got nothing to do with me anymore. Oh, wait, Brooke, let's talk about this in more detail, okay? What else is there to talk about? I'm already done with the talking and have nothing else to say. Do you have something to add? What's going on with the 2-family-sized house that you mentioned? What do you want to know about it? Well, you were building a 2-family house for us. Whatever will I do with it? Oh, no way, Sandra. We're divorced now, right? So, of course, we've decided to not go ahead with the 2-family house, all right? Excuse me? Why the heck not? Why would I, Sandra? Why would I build a house like that for my now ex-mother-in-law when we're divorced? Your son was more or less fired from his job because he couldn't work properly, so it seems like your son can't build the house after all. So there really is no 2-family house for me at all? You should have told me about the house before. I wouldn't have filed the divorce papers. At some point, I wanted to get a divorce as well, so there was no point telling you. I still had some feelings for him, but Peter didn't like that. I wasn't quite ready then, but I am now. You're the one that wanted a divorce, and not Peter? What is it that you're getting from the conversation that we've had so far, Sandra? I have been the one working hard and earning, and I'm done, so I wanted out of this marriage. But thanks to you, I was able to get a divorce, and I am so grateful for that. You'll end up taking care of your unemployed son who's returned home to you. Do your best, Sandra. Brooke, wait, but I don't have the 2-family-sized house. You're handing my son back to me? That's correct. I haven't heard of this from my son, though. Why would you do something like this? Shouldn't you have explained this to me properly beforehand? You need to be held accountable for all of this. How dare you not explain this to me, Brooke? I don't get what you're saying, Sandra. How many times do you think I told your son to tell you about what's going on? By the way, I'm the one that kept telling him to talk to his own mother. But the reason why I didn't do anything was because it was a problem between the two of you. Do you get what I'm saying? He didn't know how to even make food for dinner, so he must have asked you for help. He didn't help me at all. I was so frustrated just because of all those little things, and now I'm divorced. It seems like you were the one who had trouble letting us get divorced, didn't you? I had no clue about that, so I can't help what happened. Come on now, Brooke, that's enough of this nonsense. Let's not argue over all these strange things that have occurred. Why don't we just forget about this and you can make up with Peter? Please, have a long and happy life with him. I don't think we're on the same page, Sandra. I'm not happy anymore, so I prefer being divorced from him. Besides, I don't like having you for a crazy mother-in-law. You were the one that made us get divorced without our permission, remember? I'll call the courthouse and get it removed. Everything will be just fine. Just get back with my son, please. Let me tell you, Sandra, I have no intention of fixing this. Even if you try to rip up the divorce papers, I will get a lawyer and a divorce will be finalized. You're going to go to that extreme? There's no need for you to do that. Thanks to you, Sandra, I finally realized that I wanted a divorce this whole time. I'm tired of dealing with scumbags and miserable old hags in my life. What? Who are you talking about? Oh, forget it. It doesn't matter anymore. Well, not to me anyways. And with that, I bid you farewell, Sandra. Good luck living with your downright poor son. You're gonna need it. Enjoy your lives together. In the end, it was Sandra who was the cause of Brooke and Peter getting a divorce. Peter resents his mother for finalizing his divorce from his wife. Despite being unemployed and having a bossy attitude, he lives at his mother's house. Because of Sandra, he was divorced. It seems like Peter told his mother to work since none of them had a job. Sandra had no choice but to earn a living so she could pay for her son. It seems that she will face the worst of old age since she has the added stress of working. It seems that for the time being, they can't see a bright future ahead of them.
Thanks for today. My mom was really happy to see you.
Okay.
She said to come over again.
Huh.
What's wrong?
What?
You're acting a little cold. Did something happen?
Nothing.
It's not nothing. You're definitely acting strange. If something happens, tell me. We're engaged, you know. We're going to be married, so tell me anything.
Then I'll ask you. You were raised by a single mother?
What?
You have to tell me stuff like that ahead of time.
What do you mean?
If I knew you came from a poor single mother household, I wouldn't have gone today.
Sorry, I don't understand what you're trying to say. What do you mean? What do you want to tell me?
I said, why didn't you tell me in advance about what kind of household you came from? Were you trying to hide it from me? Were you too embarrassed about it?
What are you talking about? I don't think it's embarrassing at all. Didn't I tell you that I didn't have a father?
Yeah, but I just thought he didn't live with you. I never thought you were raised by a single mother. That sucks. Tell me beforehand.
Why would you say that? The fact that I was raised only by my mother doesn't have anything to do with our relationship.
If we were only dating.
What?
But we're engaged. So weren't we supposed to tell each other about stuff like that? You have to tell me. If I had known you were poor, I never would have gotten engaged. I wasted so much time.
You're kidding, right? This is all a joke, right?
Why would I be joking? I'm serious. Why did I ever think of marrying you? It would just cause me trouble down the road if I married a poor person.
I won't cause you trouble. Besides, why does being raised by a single mother make me poor? I'm not poor.
That's not possible. Stop acting tough. You're probably living below average.
Why would you just assume that? That's not true.
Anyway, let's call off this engagement and say it never happened.
What? Are you kidding me? Even though you came to meet my mom today?
I decided after that. I thought this would never happen. I never thought you didn't have a proper family.
What is this prejudice? That's normal nowadays. Besides, my father passed away from an illness. I don't think that's something you should be complaining about.
That doesn't matter. I want to marry someone normal or above that.
I work and make a good living.
But what if something happened at home? I don't want to be burdened financially. Well, after thinking about it, I lost all feeling for you. It was either you or another girl, so I'll just go to her.
I was a candidate?
I was debating on who I should marry, and I chose you. Because you're submissive and you're good at housework. But I can if you come from a single household. Besides, I just found out that the other girl's the daughter of a company president. And she has both parents. alive and well. I'm going with her. So we're over.
What do you mean there was another candidate? Were you cheating on me?
I can't say too much.
But that's what it means.
Shut up. This is why I hate poor people. The marriage is off. Why don't you keep the ring? It's cheap anyway, but you can use it if you're in any trouble.
You're a jerk. I don't have any money problems, so I'll give it back.
You're poor, don't act so tough.
I don't need it. I'll send it by mail. Don't ever contact me again.
That's my line. Don't have any feelings left for me? Okay. I don't have any intention of getting back together with you.
I'm really disappointed in you. Goodbye.
Hey, poor person. How's it going?
Don't text me something so awful like that. What do you want?
I have some news for you.
What? I don't want to hear about you. What did you text me for?
Do you remember my girlfriend?
Huh?
I told you about her before. The other marriage candidate.
How highly do you think of yourself that you would have 2 marriage candidates?
I'm the whole package, so I can't help it.
I don't think people who are actually the whole package would call themselves that.
Shut up, you poor person.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not poor.
Whatever you say. Today, I have some news for you. I'm getting married to the president's daughter. I'm so glad I found out that you came from a single-parent household before we got married.
My mother is a company president who makes over $3 million annually.
What?
It's easier to just explain it now. I'm going to explain it, so don't ever ask me about it again. Also, stop calling me poor. It's just rude. My mother took over my father's clothing company and is running the business. Her share of the profits is worth around $3 million. My grandfather originally came from a family of real estate management, so we never had any financial trouble. But thanks to my mom, I've lived a good life.
What? Well, when we met, you didn't seem like it. We met at a regular cafe. I just thought it was because there was a reason she didn't want to take us back home. Like it was dirty or small.
It's the opposite.
What?
She lives in a mansion, so she thought you would be taken aback by it. She was just being humble, but I guess it backfired.
What the hell? Why didn't you say that in the first place?
But I'm glad I found out then.
What?
If we had gotten married, I would have found out later that you were a piece of trash and gotten a divorce. I'm glad I didn't have to go through that.
Don't say that.
You belittled me because I was raised by a single mother and assumed I was poor. You're awful. That's not normal. You're so out of date, and you were probably comparing me to that president's daughter. So you ended up thinking like that, right?
That's not it.
I can see right through you. But I don't care. You're getting married to that daughter, right? I wish you well. It has nothing to do with me anymore, so I don't want to see you or hear from you.
But you're a president's daughter too, aren't you?
On a totally different scale, though.
What?
When I told my mom how quickly you called off our engagement, she found out some things because she was mad.
Like what?
The company of your girlfriend's family is our company's subcontractor.
What?
They're the subcontractor for a subcontractor. Don't put me down on the same level as that.
Really?
You're a real jerk for choosing your partner by judging whether if she has both parents and is a president's daughter. People like that will never be happy.
Don't say that.
Plus, I found out some other interesting facts.
What?
That president's daughter is really into going to clubs.
What are you talking about?
It's not like you're with her every day.
Well, I'm only with her 2 or 3 days out of the week right now. But we're going to be living together when we get married.
The days she's not seeing you are the days she's at the clubs with other guys.
Other guys? Are you serious?
If you want to know, just ask her. I only heard from the private investigator my mom hired.
Private investigator? Then it's true. I had no idea she was doing that.
And she's so into them that she spends all of her family's money on them. And her parents became fed up with her and have stopped giving her an allowance. So it looks like she started looking for a husband after that.
Wait, does that mean she can't spend her family's money anymore? Then how does she think we're gonna get by? She has no plans on getting a job.
That's why she chose you.
What?
You earn money and become her wallet. That's why she was looking for a partner.
So she was going to use me?
Who knows? I don't know that much. But this is what I know. I told you everything, so will you stop contacting me now?
Hey, June, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
You were usually always wrong. But what are you apologizing for now? What exactly are you apologizing for?
That doesn't matter anymore. I was wrong. I want to start over with you, June.
What are you talking about?
Let's get back together. I'll make you happy.
No, thank you.
Why not? I'm sincerely apologizing.
Even if you apologize, I don't have any feelings for you anymore. I only think of you as garbage now. I hope you become happy with her.
Don't say that. I want to become happy with you. I don't care about that woman anymore.
How dare you say something like that? You switched over to her, no problem. And that was because I was raised by a single mother, right? You're such a jerk. I have no more words for you.
I'm really sorry about that. I just didn't know the truth. So I'm sorry. I'll never do that again.
Do what again? I have no intention of getting back together, so you won't have to contact me ever again. You even got her pregnant and got engaged. How can you say that?
What? Pregnant?
You didn't know? It looks like she went to the hospital. You'll probably get the news today. Congratulations.
Wait. I want to marry you, June. I don't care about her anymore. She goes to clubs with other guys, right? I don't even know if it's my kid.
That doesn't concern me. What do you want to do by telling me that now?
Sorry. I'll apologize. Let's get back together. I can only think about you.
I can only think of you as trash. Shouldn't you at least make that woman and her child happy? If you keep contacting me, I'll take police measures.
Wait, don't be so dramatic. I'm sorry, June. Please don't leave me. Let's try again.
Wow, you're still trying? You piece of trash. Don't text me ever again. In the end, Ross's fiance found out she was pregnant. Her family also found out that she was taking the family's money, and she was kicked out and estranged from her family. Ross, who did get her pregnant, couldn't get out of the relationship and had to stay with her. Of course, after that, she took control of his life and made him work like never before. However, they ended up having to live a life in poverty. They got what was coming to them.